Picture this. You're sitting in traffic on a Tuesday afternoon, staring blankly out the window. High above the road, strung between massive steel transmission towers, is a power line. And sitting casually on that line, grooming its feathers like it doesn't have a care in the world, is a pigeon. You've seen this exact scenario 1,000 times. It is completely mundane. But if you actually stop and think about the physical reality of what you are looking at, it makes absolutely no sense. That wire isn't just a convenient metal twig. It is carrying somewhere between 60,000 and 400,000 volts of raw electrical energy. It is a man-made river of electrons designed to power entire cities. If you, a human being, were to somehow reach up and grab that exact same wire while standing on the ground, the results wouldn't just be lethal, they would be explosive. Your nervous system would short-circuit, the water in your cells would boil, and you would be dead before registering pain. So why is the bird fine? Why doesn't it instantly burst into flames the second its little claw wraps around a line carrying enough energy to vaporize biological tissue? The answer forces us to completely rethink how we understand electricity. We tend to think of electricity like a poisonous gas. You touch the dangerous thing hurts you. Simple as that. But electricity doesn't work like a poison. It works exactly like a river, or more specifically, like water flowing through a pressurized pipe. And understanding that flow requires looking at one very specific concept, electrical potential. Here is where things get genuinely fascinating. Electricity is inherently lazy. It has one singular goal in the universe, and that is to find the quickest, easiest path to the ground. That's it. It wants to flow from an area of high potential energy to an area of low potential energy, and the Earth itself is the ultimate area of zero potential. When a bird lands on a single high-voltage wire, both of its feet are touching the exact same line. The electrical potential at the bird's left foot is exactly the same as the electrical potential at its right foot. Because there is no difference in potential between the two feet, the electricity has absolutely no reason to travel through the bird's body. The bird isn't a pathway to the ground. It's just a weirdly shaped detour leading right back to the exact same wire. And remember, electricity is lazy. The wire is made of copper or aluminum, which are fantastic conductors. The bird is made of flesh, bone, and feathers, which are terrible conductors compared to metal. The electricity looks at the bird, looks at the highly efficient metal highway it's already traveling on, and simply ignores the bird entirely. The electricity flows right past those little feet without a single drop of energy diverting into the animal. But let's pull back and look at the larger physical system, because this is where human infrastructure gets interesting. We design massive steel transmission towers, engineered with precise truss structures to hold thousands of pounds of tension and withstand dynamic loads, just to keep these lethal wires suspended perfectly in the air. We keep them high up precisely to isolate them from the ground. As long as the bird only touches that one isolated line, it becomes part of the line. It essentially becomes an extension of the wire itself, energized at 100,000 volts, but experiencing zero flow. It's like sitting inside an airplane traveling at 600 miles an hour. You don't feel the speed as long as you're moving with the vehicle. The danger only comes when you hit a brick wall, a sudden difference in velocity. For electricity, the ground is that brick wall.
Now here is where this gets genuinely strange and significantly more dangerous. What happens if the bird makes a mistake? Because they do, and when it happens, the results are catastrophic. The safe zone only exists if the bird stays entirely on one single voltage potential. But transmission towers don't just hold one wire, they hold several, often carrying different phases of electricity or different voltages entirely. And then there is the tower itself, which is grounded. Imagine a much larger bird. A hawk swoops down to land on the wire. Its talons grip the line. So far, so good. It is safe. But as it settles, it stretches its wings out to balance itself. The tip of its wing accidentally brushes a second wire running parallel to the first, or grazes the grounded metal tower itself. In that tiny fraction of a second moment, the fundamental physics of the situation violently change. The bird is no longer an isolated object. It has just created a bridge.
By touching two wires with different voltages, or by touching one wire and the grounded tower, the bird has provided the electricity with exactly what it wants, a shortcut. A massive difference in electrical potential has been established across the animal's body. The lazy river of electrons suddenly sees a path from the high-voltage wire straight through its heart, out through its wing, and into the ground or the lower voltage line, and it takes that path instantaneously. When this happens, the bird doesn't just get electrocuted. The sheer volume of energy passing through that small biological bridge causes the fluids inside the bird to superheat in milliseconds. The result is a literal explosion. The sudden arcing of electricity is so powerful that it frequently blows out the power grid, causing massive outages across entire neighborhoods. Utility companies actually have to engineer wider spacing between wires specifically to accommodate the wingspans of local raptors. This reveals something profound about the invisible forces governing our world. You can be completely saturated in lethal energy, and as long as you don't create a difference in potential, you are entirely safe. Danger isn't just about presence, it's about flow. There's a strange, almost existential symmetry to all of this. We have covered the planet in a vast, invisible web of lethal energy. We engineered it, we understand the physics perfectly, and we are rightfully terrified of it. We put up warning signs and barbed wire to keep ourselves away from the power running our civilization. And yet, nature simply ignores it. A pigeon, completely oblivious to all the structural engineering of the towers and the terrifying physics of electrical potential, simply lands on the wire because its feet are tired. It doesn't know why it survives. It has inadvertently mastered one of the most dangerous forces in the universe, purely by accident. So the next time you see a bird perched on a high-voltage line, see it for what it truly is, a biological entity suspended in a delicate, invisible balance of electrical potential. A feathered creature sitting completely unbothered in the center of an electrical storm, safe not because it is strong, but because it is utterly disconnected from the ground.